everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. It's Friday, and Netflix has now released another film of their own. Netflix film, Velvet Buzzsaw. So, I don't know. The concept, whatever. But it stars Jake Gyllenhaal, Rene Russo's in it, Toni Collette, John Malkovich. I mean, they just threw around the money to get people into this movie. It's only got 6.3 on IMDb, but 2,133 people have already rated it. So, interesting, because they just released it today. Some of the other movies we watch, only like 600 people have seen it, and it's been out for like years. Anyway, I'll read you the plot so you don't have to read. Got you on that one. After a series of paintings by an unknown artist are discovered, a supernatural force enacts revenge on those who have allowed their greed to get in the way of art. Okay, so there is some supernatural. It's a horror thriller. So we'll see what it's like. And I don't know much more than that. I saw a little bit of the preview, as Netflix constantly shows you as you turn it on. So quick turn it off and pause the film. But I'll get into it a little bit here. Hour and 52 minutes. And I will post this first thing tomorrow, because I'm sure people are interested to know, since it came out tonight, is it worth watching? So I'm going to try and help you with that. I'll tell you what it's about after I watch a little bit more. And I tell you what I think about it, whether that matters or not. But at least you have a better idea of what the film's about. So stick around. I'll watch it a bit. I'll come back. Hey everybody, I want to do a quick check-in. We're watching Velvet Buzzsaw. We're at the 42-minute and 20-second mark. Not so much has happened, but I'll catch up on what I do know so far and what roles everybody's playing. So Jake Gyllenhaal plays a art critic, and obviously he does review on art, and he's very esteemed, so everybody listens to what he has to say. Rene Russo, she's an art gallery owner, I believe. Very, big on the art scene. John Malkovich is playing one of the artists. And then there's Zawe Ashton. She has pretty much a major role. She is playing like a mentee of Rene Russo. She works in her art gallery, kind of receptionist, kind of behind the scenes, whatever. And as the story, what's happening here essentially is they're going through power struggles of artists and stuff like that. And this Zawe, she ends up, one of her neighbors died. And when they look into his room, he has all of this art that evidently is unbelievable to all these people. The way, they connect with it, the way that makes them feel, that kind of thing. He wanted it all destroyed, but she took it all. And she worked with Rene Russo so that they can keep it and they could show it and they can sell it. Jake Gyllenhaal's in on the whole thing as well. So nothing bad has happened yet, but you can see that's what's going to come of it, because they took his paintings and they're starting to try and make money off of them. I like Jake Gyllenhaal's character, showing a little bit more of his acting skills, as he is the art critic. So I think that's neat. I like to see him work like that. And so far the story's pretty good. I'm not much into art, so like how it makes you feel. What do you see when you look at that? And that kind of stuff, like, that's just not me. It's very heavy in this, as you can imagine. So it would be interesting to see somebody who is really into art, like what you think of this. How are they portraying the art world? Are they going overboard, or are they right on point? Whatever. For me, I don't know. So that's one thing I can't comment on. But I think it's about to get into, we're at the 42:20 mark, and I kind of get the sense now that the art is out there, that these bad things are going to start to happen, whatever they may be. There is one piece of it when they're analyzing the art, analyzing the paints that are used. The one girl says, it's unbelievable, I'm not sure what he used, or something along those lines. So there's some, something there. And Jake did a background check on this person, and talks about his history, and there was suspicious fire, and not good home life kind of stuff on the artist. But that's all we know so far. And I'll get back into it, but it's kind of, it's really good. It's interesting. I was gonna say maybe not intricate, but they're giving you a lot of good stuff here that keeps you interested. So anyway, I'm rambling on. Let me get back to it. It might be a double check-in night, so I might see you before the credits. We'll have to wait and find out. So stick around. I'll be back. Hey everybody, we're at the credits of Velvet Buzzsaw, and sorry there wasn't a second check-in. I thought there might be, but it was hard to do another check-in without spoiling it for you. But you know what's going to happen based on what they have as the description of the story. You know, it's about how the people involved in the art world in this movie, from the gallery owners to the critics to everything along those lines, get consumed by greed, and because of that, they take advantage of something they shouldn't have by finding somebody's painting after they had died and left explicit instructions to, you know, get rid of all of it and not to market it and sell it and things like that. They don't do that, and so the paintings essentially start to turn on him in a sense. And there's there's a lot of deaths in it, and that's the plot line leading up was very interesting. I like the characters that they had in it. And that's what I found myself for the second part of the film, after the first check-in, was really more interested in the characters and rooting for the characters and rooting against other characters than I was caring about the plot line, because you kind of know what's going to happen. You know, these people who, again, are greedy about this, paintings are going to get killed off. So, okay, so that it is an interesting point. You find out who you like and who you don't like throughout the movie. At least I think that's what I did. But these deaths are coming, and who's going to be involved and who isn't. So again, I like the character side of it. The plot, well, real quick before I go, Natalia Dyer from Stranger, from what is it from? Yeah, Stranger Things. The girl from Stranger Things. She's in this. I didn't recognize her at first, but she plays an administrative assistant of sorts, and is really involved in everything that's going on. There's multiple art galleries. One is owned by Rene Russo. She works there for a while. Her character's name is Coco, but she bounces around a little bit and is kind of sneakily involved with the plot. At first, I didn't pick up on it, but she becomes more prominent as the movie goes on. I thought that was pretty interesting. I did like that aspect of it. Although I don't think they did a great job ending her story very well. They did, but I think they missed a mark on that. The other thing that I think they missed a mark on, I get it, it's all going to be death by art. Okay? And mainly it's because of this painter. The painter's name is Deeds. And I think they could have done a better job with the deaths. I thought they started out well, and I don't want to elaborate too much, but I think they could have made it more connected. I think. I don't know. I mean, they're all connected, as you can see, but I mean, like the deaths themselves. Some of them, you can see them. I don't know. Maybe not. They're all different. They're not all similar. It's hard for me to tell you without spoiling it. I apologize. Maybe you'll know what I'm talking about once you watch it. But I'll give you an example. In some movies, in horror films, like all the deaths kind of seem like suicide. Okay, although there's a supernatural thing that's causing it, and it makes it look like that. You know what I mean? If they could have done something similar here that ties it back, because the things that happen seem more random and off base from what they were trying to convince you that, okay, it's painting. You see what happens to them, and it's involved with the painting, but again, to everything else, it's like some are just disappearing. Some they find, and all completely unrelated. I know that doesn't make a lot of sense. If you watch the film, maybe you'll know what I mean. But that was my one gripe. Characters are good. The beginning of the plot was really good. just when I got into this, I thought it went a little downhill, and I thought they could have done a better job. So, characters that I liked, I'll tell you, right? I like Jake's character, and I did not like Zawe's character. Were the two, you know, that was one I liked, the other one I didn't. And you know, Rene Russo, she was, you know, in between for me. I didn't like her at times, liked her sometimes, but John Malkovich doesn't really play a big role in it. He's more appearances than he is as a prominent role in it. But anyway, okay, that's enough. But I wanted to make sure I reviewed it tonight, so I'll post it tomorrow, so that if you're thinking about watching it, you can hold off if you have something better and check back later. I'm probably putting this in the 5 or 6 category for myself. Besides the Jake's acting in this, it's nothing spectacular. Although, as I mentioned before, if you're really into art and everything like that, and the art world, I don't know if the art world is as cutthroat and as I want to say snobbish as these people are, and as greedy and money hungry. If that's really what it's like, that's depicted in this film. I don't know, but if you're into that, you might also want to watch this film. So that's it. Enough of me going on and on. Check it out. Let me know what you think. Love to hear your comments. See if we agree, see if we disagree. And thanks for tuning in. Kimmel's Irish Pub.